Hey everyone, this is Daniel from PhoneArena with a video review of the Nokia Lumia 520. Nokia seems to have nailed the ultra-low end of Windows phones with the phone, at least on paper. It's coming in a variety of jolly colors, hits the sweet spot of price and productivity, employing a decent display, dual-core processor and a 5-megapixel camera on the back. All at rock-bottom pricing. These are the dry specs though, and it will certainly feel the Android heat in this price range. So let's find out if the phone delivers. This rectangular front and the strongly tapered back of the Lumia 520 are nice to look at, but the phone feels somewhat bulky and edgy in the end for this modest screen size. The choice of materials fits the price range, as Nokia used nothing fancier than basic plastics for this rigid feeling, fairly slippery housing. The back cover is very easy to pry open from here, revealing the micro SIM and memory card slots, and it is available in red, yellow, black and white, two serious styles. The buttons on the right here are not easily clickable and with a pretty shallow feedback to boot. The most used power lock key is in the middle, where you have to press it with your thumb joint instead of the fingertip, which seems to be reserved for the volume rocker only here. There's this usual for Windows Phone camera shutter key underneath, but spaced away enough from the edge to allow comfortable grip when capturing photos and videos with it. A 4-inch 480 by 800 pixels IPS LCD screen is what you will find mounted on the Lumia 520 with a pretty thick bezel, top and bottom here. The 235 ppi pixel density is good for the category and the viewing angles, while shifting colors and contrast at the end of the tilting motion here are wide too. When you're at peak brightness that ensures decent outdoor visibility, we have no complaints about the panel that Nokia chose to ship with the Lumia 520, save for the apparent lack of oleophobic coating, making you wipe the screen pretty often. Nokia, for that matter, has equipped the display with the Synaptics super sensitive touch layer that debuted on its Lumia 920. And allows you to operate the handset even if you have your gloves on, which is good for cold climates and when you're skiing, for example. Lumia 520 runs the newest Windows Phone 8 version, meaning it is decked up with live lock screens and features like Kids Corner. But being a Nokia handset, it also offers the excellent Here offline navigation suite for free, as well as Nokia Music and the other Lumia goodies like the camera app set. Nokia is spoiling the Lumia 520 owners with the exclusive Angry Birds Roost app that takes you deep into Rovio's universe of game previews, reviews and updates, scoreboards, news, time wasters like adding Angry Birds to your camera headshots and sharing them on the social networks. This display might be of average size, but the phone is actually not that small. So you'll be stretching your thumb pretty often to type on this Windows Phone on-screen keyboard. There's a dual-core 1 GHz Snapdragon S4 Plus, which ensures very smooth Windows Phone 8 performance, as you can see. And 512 megabytes of RAM is just the right basic amount for the platform to run any game or app thrown at it, which the 256 megabyte Windows phones can't say for themselves. For example, the phone comes with a decent 8 gigabytes amount of internal memory, and there's also a micro SD slot for further storage expansion, which is an achievement nowadays. As you can see, out of the 8 gigabytes of internal memory, almost 7.5 are free. So you start off pretty good with the Nokia Lumia 520. The Lumia 520 is somewhat slow to re-render the page when you're zooming in and out, as you can see, leaving you with blurry text, for longer than it should, but scrolling, panning around, or page display are spot on. Naturally, you don't have access to content that requires Adobe Flash due to the platform specifics, so bummer if you need to watch a video on a more obscure site or play a Flash-based game. Not that you'll be doing long browsing sessions on a 4-inch display anyway, but the Internet Explorer browser here on the Lumia 520 does the job in all major aspects otherwise. The phone has 21 megabits per second HASP plus modem inside, plus Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and assisted GPS radio to take advantage of the here Drive, Maps, and Public Transit suite, which is perhaps the most comprehensive offline navigation package for a mobile that you can have. There we go, it located us immediately. And you have navigation for most countries in the world with free offline voice guidance. We have the Photos app on Windows Phone to sift through your camera or SkyDrive photos, and Nokia adds the Creative Studio application to all of its Lumias for editing those pictures on the go. You can apply different effects with it. You can auto-enhance, fix and adjust a number of options with the phone, like color balance, brightness, and so on. The music player sorts your tunes by artists' albums and playlists, and you've got a pretty strong loudspeaker to enjoy them, though the sound output is fairly flat and tinny, as usual with those tiny speakers. The phone can run popular video formats as well, like DivX XVD without the hitch, and we were surprised to see that at Full HD definitions at that. As you can see, this is a 920 by 1080 DivX file, and the phone runs it without any problems. No choppiness, no lag. So as far as video playback goes, you're covered, but the phone barely masters 5 hours of video watching, says Nokia, which is a bit below the average for the category. The 5 megapixel shooter on the back of the Lumia 520 lacks an LED flash, but as in every Windows phone, it is equipped with its own 2-stage shutter key on the right. Shot times are about 1 to 3 seconds, depending on how much light there is around, and you can go directly from a locked phone to the camera interface by pressing the shutter button. There aren't many options to choose from in the camera interface, just a few preset scenes, but the most important ones are here, as you can see, like a macro mode, sports for fast-moving objects, and backlight setting. Nokia also supplies its own panorama and cinematograph apps for spicing up the photography experience. In automatic mode, the phone performed very good, with accurate color representation and enough detail in the photos. White balance measurements were mostly correct and color saturation just right, though we'd like to see a bit more sharpness and brighter shots. But we did have a rainy day, so we might want to push the exposure up a notch in such conditions. As most phones in its category, the Lumia 520 shoots video with a maximum of HD 720p definition, and it comes out with a smooth 30 frames per second. The colors are accurate and the footage is well defined, without wandering focus or skipped frames. If you don't mind the sketchy call quality, Nokia has hit the nail on the head with its most affordable Windows Phone handset to date. It runs the newest version of Microsoft's mobile operating system, has a zippy processor, expandable storage, and produces decent pictures and video. Add a few exclusives like the touchscreen that can be operated with gloves and the free here offline navigational suite, and the Lumia 520 is about a $200 price tag without any contract suddenly becomes very, very appealing. As direct competition, we can point out the lighter HTC 8S which also runs Windows Phone 8 and has roughly the same specs, save for the less internal memory, but compensates with the addition of an ALD flash. It, however, costs $100 more, SIM-free, and doesn't offer free global offline navigation. Then comes the Android army, in which there are plenty of last year's handsets in this $200 to $250 price range, like the single-core HTC One V or the dual-core Sony Xperia Solar, for example. They can give the Lumia 520 a run for its money with all those Android apps and widgets behind their backs. Though we have to admit the free voice-guided offline navigation that Lumia's come with is a pretty big selling point. If you master these lifestyles here and can live without a few of your favorite dedicated apps on Windows Phone 8. This was a video review of the Nokia Lumia 520 from PhoneArena. For more information about this and other handsets, you can visit us at PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.